Manchester United captain Bruno Fernandes has opened up about one of the biggest changes at the club, admitting that the decision to replace Ruben Amorim with Michael Carrick came at a time when change was clearly needed. His comments give a rare glimpse into the thinking inside the dressing room and the direction the club believes it had to take. Fernandes made the admission while speaking after winning the Football Writers Association Footballer of the Year award, and his words carried real weight because they came from the captain himself. He did not sound like a player trying to defend the past or rewrite it. Instead, he spoke in a measured way that suggested Manchester United's leadership had simply reached a point where a new voice was necessary. At first glance, the situation might seem confusing because United were still close to their target when the change happened. Fernandes explained that the team were not far from what they wanted to achieve, but the club still felt the move had to be made. That is often how major football decisions work. Results matter, but they are not always the full story. Sometimes a team can be close on paper and still feel far away in reality. A squad might be winning enough games to stay in touch with its objectives, but behind the scenes there may be signs that the structure, atmosphere, or long-term direction is no longer right. Fernandes' comments strongly suggest that was the case at Manchester United. What makes this even more interesting is the impact the change had after it was made. When Ruben Amorim left in January, United were sitting in 6th place in the Premier League. By the end of the campaign under Michael Carrick, the team had climbed to 3rd and secured Champions League qualification. That kind of turnaround is exactly why clubs sometimes make bold decisions even when the situation does not look hopeless from the outside. From a football perspective, that is a major statement. Moving from 6th to 3rd is not a minor adjustment. It changes the mood around the entire club, strengthens belief in the project, and creates a very different atmosphere going into the following season. For a club like Manchester United, where expectations are always high, the difference between missing out and qualifying for the Champions League is enormous. Fernandes also made clear that he did not want to go into the specific reasons behind the managerial change. That detail matters because it suggests there may have been more going on than just form or points on the board. Clubs rarely make these decisions because of one single problem. More often, it is a mix of footballing issues, dressing room dynamics, and the feeling that a different direction is needed. That kind of honesty from a captain is important. Fernandes could have spoken in vague terms and avoided the topic entirely, but instead he acknowledged that the change was necessary. At the same time, he protected the private side of the story by refusing to reveal everything publicly. That balance gives his comments more credibility. It also tells us something about Fernandes' leadership style. He is not trying to make himself the center of the story. He is speaking as someone who understands the demands of the club and the standards expected at Manchester United. When a captain says a change was needed, it usually means the squad had reached a point where everyone knew something had to shift. Michael Carrick's arrival appears to have brought exactly the kind of response United needed. The team not only improved on the pitch, but also seemed to gain a clearer identity and better momentum. In football, that can happen quickly when players feel more confident, more organized, and more aligned with the manager's ideas. For supporters, the story is a reminder of how fast football can move. One month the club may look stuck, uncertain, or under pressure, and the next it may look refreshed and competitive again. The same players can produce a very different level of performance when the environment changes, and that appears to be what happened at Manchester United. The result is that Fernandes' comments will likely be seen as more than just a passing interview quote. They reflect a bigger truth about modern football. Sometimes a team does not need more time, it needs a new direction. United may have been close to their goals under Amorim, but the decision to move on from him and bring in Carrick ultimately delivered better results. That makes the captain's admission especially significant. It is not every day that a senior player openly says the club needed change and then points to the improvement that followed. It suggests confidence in the new setup and acceptance that the previous one had reached its limit. The wider message is simple. Manchester United believed the moment had come to act, and Fernandes has now confirmed that the club was right to do so. The team may not have been in crisis, but it was clearly in need of something different, and that difference has already shown up in the standings.